Arsenal put 5 goals past Wolverhampton Wanderers. Saka with a brace in what was his last game for Arsenal as he prepares to leave for Bayern Leverkusen. Jesus scored his 11th goal of the Premier League season. Bukayo Saka came and really scored his 15th goal of the season. Premier League season, I mean. And Jakub Kiwior came up and really scored his first goal for Arsenal. It shows you how good Arsenal is when it comes to sporting good players. Jakub Kiwior, to me, is going to be one of the pivotal players of Arsenal next season. If at all you've seen him play, he's really young and talented, very, very young, but he has a big head on young shoulders. That is Jakub Kiwior. Welcome to Rokani Media Football, and here we come to rate the players of Arsenal and how they performed as they took on Wolverhampton Wanderers at their last game of the season at the Emirates. They're not like Manchester United. United is going to play its last game of the season on the 3rd of June, and Man City is playing its last game of the season on the 10th of June as they play into the Champions League finale. That's it. Now, Aaron Ramsdale had everything to do for Arsenal. He kept a clean sheet. Nothing sounds better for goalkeeper like a clean sheet. Those are 15 clean sheets this season. He's the next goalkeeper that came after David De Gea, because David De Gea went ahead to keep 17 clean sheets and he won the Golden Glove. That is David De Gea for you. So it shows you exactly what this side was all about. And David De Gea won the Golden Glove. Ramsdale came second, kept a clean sheet in the final game of the season, and it's something that Arsenal should go on and really work on in next season, because it really sounds weird to keep close to Arsenal have gone ahead to keep, are they 9 or 10 clean sheets away from home, and they've only gone ahead to keep 5 at Emirates. That really sounds bad. Arsenal looked well defensively away from home than at Emirates, yet it should be vice versa. At home, Arsenal should be keeping more clean sheets. If Arsenal kept clean sheets against Brentford, against Man City, against which other team? Southampton, against Brighton, those are games that would have gone ahead to really give Arsenal more points to go on and really compete with City. That's it. So Arteta should work upon that. They should see themselves keep more clean sheets at home than away from home, because away from home there is a lot of pressure. And if at all Arsenal can keep 10 clean sheets away from home, that means they can also keep 10 at the Emirates. That's it. Because at the Emirates you are having 60,000 fans behind you and they're all rocking. You understand? So I think that should be put into account next season. Aaron Ramsdale, 7.5 out of 10 for me. I go to Thomas Partey, being played as a right back, and the experiment was done in the game of Brighton. Was it the game of Brighton? No, it was in the game of Nottingham Forest, and it failed. It backfired. But this time around, it paid off, and he saw himself really play very well on the right side, and they won the game of football comfortably. So Thomas Partey is one of those players that has been into the conversations of leaving Arsenal. He has links linking him to Serie A, and I think if Thomas Partey leaves Arsenal, he's going to show me who a coward he is. That's it. If he believes he's talented as people think he is, he should stay at Arsenal. Compete for your position. Compete with Declan Rice. Compete with Moise Caicedo. Compete with Jorginho. Then let the best be played by the manager in that position. I don't want to see him run away because he's afraid. And when I look at Thomas Partey, I don't see him as a coward. I see a lot of brevity in him. That's it. So I want Thomas Partey to stay at Arsenal, as this is going to be a squad game next season. It's not an individual game, it's always a squad game. So I'm giving Thomas Partey a 7 out of 10. We go to Jakub Kiwior, scoring on his debut. Played as a left back, and he really looked flawless. That is Jakub Kiwior, and everyone has gone ahead to believe that Arteta and Edu are really good at really sporting quality players. He came in the January transfer window and he has really come good. That is Jakub Kiwior. I'm giving Jakub Kiwior a 7.5 out of 10. It shows you the big heart this boy has. Having messed up the game of Brighton, because if Arsenal never considered that goal because of Jakub Kivio's boots getting off, and instead of really fast heading the ball, he went to fast lace up his boots, and then Ensiko headed that ball in the back of the net, it would have been a different story altogether into that game. But that moment led to Arsenal losing its hope in the title race. That's it. Then what happened? Arsenal found itself in a situation that everyone had a huge attack onto Jakub Kivio, but Jakub Kivio composed himself and came back and played like nothing ever happened in the game of Brighton. That is the heart of a player that you know Arsenal have. That is Jakub Kivio. 7.5 out of 10 for me. We go to Ben White. Ben White, 7.5 out of 10. You know the usual things of Ben White. You know he's flawless, good on the ball, and building up from the back is something great, coming in from that side, and he always gives them the best that they deserve as a team. So Ben White is going to be played. Sorry, Ben White is getting a 7.5 out of 10 from me. Then I'm going to Gabriel Magalhaes, 7.5 out of 10 for me. I go to the midfield. Jorginho. Oh, guys, you know, I like it when a manager understands his mistake, that he played Thomas Partey more in those 5 games that really made a lot in the season of Arsenal. Against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, Man City, and there is the team they played. Those 5 games that he played Thomas Partey were really important for the season, and Thomas Partey costed them. After Partey costing them the season, do you know what happened? He dropped him off the bench. He dropped him back to the bench and brought in Jorginho. And you've seen how flawless and how steady Jorginho has been onto that team. He has carried that team, and he is continuing to do that. And I think Mikel Arteta just finds himself in a situation of understanding his mistake, though he understood it late. To me, I was calling in for the playing of Jorginho from the game of Liverpool, because I knew the experience and what it means when you're having a player like Jorginho in your central defensive midfield. I even came out at the point and said, why doesn't he play double pivot of Jorginho and Thomas Partey? That's it. But because he believes into a single pivot, he went in for that, and he costed himself a season. So I'm giving Jorginho a 7. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. Let's go to Granit Xhaka, a man that played alongside him. Xhaka had nothing wrong he did on the field of play. He scored a brace and he was taken off, and he felt like crying, meaning that was a signal. That was a signal sent to us that this is his last game for Arsenal. So I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. That is Granit Xhaka. Scoring a brace coming from the midfield is not something easy, but he has gone ahead to see to it that this season has gone ahead to up his numbers as far as scorings, as far as goals are really concerned. So I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. His last game for Arsenal, that means Arsenal need to replace Xhaka. Arsenal have always been looking in for 2 midfielders. That means they should go on and look in for another midfielder, you know, making it 3. That's why they want Mason Mount, Declan Rice, and Moise Caicedo to get in 3 midfielders at the midfield of Arsenal. We go to Martin Odegaard. Obviously, steady Eddie as usual. He ran well. He did his job. Very much composed, secure with the ball, and he really feels that the ball is his. That is a player known as Odegaard. When you look at the way he dribbles, it's really out of this world, and his work rate is really something great for the player known as Martin Odegaard. And I'm getting him an 8 out of 10 on the day. Bukayo Saka, getting back from hibernation, looks like has been living under a rock for the previous 6-7 games for Arsenal. Got back, looked great, and I think it was all about pressure. When that pressure really came off, he really performed very, very well. I'm getting him a 7.5 out of 10. We go to Leandro Trossard. Trossard really put in a very huge performance, and he had an assist again yesterday, and I think that took his tally close to 10 assists for Arsenal. From January I think 20th to from January 20th to the 28th of May, he has created close to 10 assists for Arsenal. I really doubt the understanding of certain people who really downgrade the performance of this player. He's not scoring in goals and he is creating goals. In the game of football, the hardest thing is to create those chances. If at all you get a player who played most of the season coming off the bench and is getting you those assists, then you should be applauding him. So Leandro Trossard, 7.5 out of 10 for me. He really looked good and did the best that he would have gone to do as a player. Gabriel Jesus, you know, scoring a goal and obviously putting in an assist. He deserves nothing less than an 8 for me. You know, he deserves nothing less than an 8. Substitutes, Kieran Tierney, 7 out of 10. Smith Rowe, 7 out of 10. Edin Ketia, 7.5 out of 10. Fabio Vieira, 6.5 out of 10. Reece Nelson, 7 out of 10. Those were the 5 substitutions that Mikel Arteta really made, and he took off the following players. Jakub Kiwior for Kieran Tierney. Xhaka came off for Emily Smith Rowe. No, for Fabio Vieira. Saka came off for Emily Smith Rowe, and Leandro Trossard came off for Reece Nelson. Those are the substitutes that Mikel Arteta had to make to see it that his team really gets where it's supposed to be. And obviously they won that game of football by 5-0. They're preparing for next season. We're now officially into the transfer window, and guys, keep your notification bells on. Subscribe. After subscribing, hit the notification bell, because where we are going is the most important part of the season. Thank you, guys. I sign out for now. See you later. Oh, sorry, I had not told you my man of the match. My man of the match is obviously Granit Xhaka. A brace. I think Jesus can come next to him. A goal with an assist, you know. But I think we have to give him the man of the match. He's leaving the club. He deserves it, and he has left with a lot of respect from the fans of Arsenal. Mikel Arteta, 8 out of 10 for me. He deserves it because he has gone ahead to make a huge turnaround. At the board of Arsenal, they've gone ahead to achieve exactly what they wanted. All what they wanted was to go back to the Champions League, and they went back. You know, the trophy winning was a by the way, but the most important bit was for them to go all out and play into the Champions League. They finished second with 84 points, and they've been 5 points off City. That is Arsenal for you. So thank you very much for watching through. Tell me your thoughts on the player ratings that we're gonna hate to really put out into this fixture. I remain Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Good morning. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim friends, may Allah see you through all the difficulties you're really going through, and may Him grant you all what you guys are praying for. Guys, I call it quits for now. Ciao, ciao.